Oh, hello. Hello, hello. That intro always goes so fast. Oh, all right. Hello, everyone. It's a beautiful Tuesday. Hopefully, you're having a great day. Is it Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Just check, Dan. Hopefully, the audio's working. All right, let me just figure out what I'm supposed to be doing here. Got files and folders all over the place. That's what I'm looking for. Yes. Let's grab you. In fact, I think we might use that file actually. So we'll grab that. I got files and folders all over the place. Oh dear. Okay, let's get rid of you. Let's start that going. Bosh. Right. Okay, hi. Right, we're going to be doing some micro world stuff today. This is going to be so fun. So thank you so much to Moosh for suggesting this in the chat, in the Discord. Moosh. Yeah, no, this is going to be really cool. Looking forward to this. It's hard to find suitable images that fit the isometric style. Yes. Yeah, Poppy's in the kitchen. She's cutting carrots in the kitchen. Yeah, so this one, I've had a little play around. I think this is going to work, this idea. And we might have to do a little bit of fudginess to get things to look correct. When you do it in Illustrator, it's a lot more precise, and there's like a lot of isometric features you can use to line stuff up and snap things together. In Photoshop, hey Victoria, we're sort of mixing kind of photo manipulation with an isometric style of design as well. So it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be really cool. I'm sorry, I've forgotten the name of the chap who's in the video that Moosh linked. But this is what he did. He did like a really good video. In fact, where is it? Let me find his video actually. Let me scroll up. I'll see if I can find it again, just if anyone wants to watch it afterwards. Just scrolling through the Discord. Here we go. This one. Right, let me just paste this in. Is that the right link? If I click it, it just seems to take me to my own channel. Oh no, there we go. Let's do something weird. Okay. Wade Akuf. Yes. Okay, there we go. So this is the end result. And it's really cool. You get these little micro worlds that are quite literally that. They're just little miniature worlds. They're often at an isometric angle. And they're just really cool. They look really fun. They're super cool. I've never actually made one like this before. I've done like some isometric rooms in Illustrator, but I don't think I've ever done anything like this in Photoshop. So I'm excited. A little bit nervous as well, because it's obviously something new. But we're going to do something slightly different. So they look lovely, right? But when I do like a lot of photo art stuff, you have a blue stick lighting out the back of your head. Oh, hang on. There we go. Ta-da. When I do a lot of like photo art stuff in Photoshop, I like to do it usually about things that interest me or inspire me. So it's usually like a video game or a movie or some sort of form of media, rather than, oh, here's a lovely hillside. Or, do you know what I mean? I like doing like epic things rather than just mysteries. Yeah, I'm not like emitting light out the back of my head, Raquel. Not yet. Maybe that's next week. Yeah, I prefer to do things that I think are just flippin' cool, basically, rather than like a lovely little House on a Hill or something sweet and lovely. I like epic, badass things. So we're going to try and do something based on there's a new game coming out called Resident Evil Requiem. And it's coming out next month. Horror game, action game. I don't know what sort of game, action horror. Looks flippin' awesome. Can you move it a little, Dan? Is it distracting? Is it? We'll turn it. We'll turn it around. Oh my goodness. $50. Thank you so much. It's XM Tech from the last stream. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, we haven't even started yet. Hello again. Wow, that is very kind of you. Thank you. Pressure. I've got to try and make this stream good now. Come on, Dan. Please don't be terrible. Oh, thank you so much. That is very kind of you. I'm not like undressing because I'm a bit warm, okay? It's not like every time someone super chats, he removes an item of clothing. No. Oh dear me. Hey, Kaya. Only Dan's, yeah. That's funny. Right, we've actually got a lot of work to do, so I need to shut up and get on with it, really. So, anyone who's followed Resident Evil Requiem might start to recognize bits and pieces of this. So I've got a bunch of assets here. This is a bit of a mixture. This is what I've got so far. So some of these are from Adobe stock. Some of these are AI generated. So we've got particles. I think that might be right at the end. We've got a floor. And I've tried to match footage from the trailer as well. So I want this to feel authentic to what they've showcased of the game so far. I've got a cinder block, which I might use for the side of the world, possibly. I'm not sure. Right, this image here. So this is an AI image, and so is this one here. And what I did was I took loads of screenshots from the trailer of the interior. I think it's meant to be like some sort of hospital or asylum or something. It's got a very clear style. You've got all this like amazing sort of marble work here, the wood, the uplights, even the windows. And you can see the floor there as well. So I've taken loads of screenshots of the trailer, thrown it into Firefly and used Nano Banana Pro to try and take all these images and make me rooms based on that style. And this one here, I asked to have it flat specifically because it's just going to make things easier. This one here, I tried it and I couldn't get it flat, but that's probably good because then we have to try and fudge this part of the window here. So we have to really try and fudge this. I mean, we could use this one as well, actually. But I don't... No, I think we'll probably stick with that one. So we're going to have to fudge that one. This one will be easier. We've got a lamp, which hopefully should match that isometric perspective. We've got a couple of busts. So we've got like a statue on a pillar, basically. Man and a woman. And we have a random coffee table with a lamp. I don't know if we're going to use that one. I'm not sure. Adobe Bridge. I probably don't get the most out of it, to be fair. I use it for just organizing and viewing lots of files. So if I did a photo shoot of 200 photos, you can go through here and view everything quite easily. You can view multiple ones side by side. You can give them labels. So if you have your preferred selects from a photo shoot, you can go and mark them up and then filter by certain labels. So it's quite good for previewing a whole bunch of assets, and you get obviously the big preview here. You can adjust the size. You're going to have to excuse the cat in the background. So it's quite a good way to view a bunch of assets for a project and get a sort of full-size preview as well. And this is Grace. She's one of the main characters in the game. She's got a tiny little torch that we are going to try and illuminate, and she's got a little pistol. So yeah, ultimately that is what I've got so far. And I think this should look pretty good. So first of all, we're gonna add our character in. So we'll do a select subject. This should do a pretty good job. Her name is Grace. And as with most things, I'm going to convert this to a smart object because it just helps retain that quality if we start resizing it and mucking around with it. So there we go. Actually, I've completely lost my marbles. We haven't even got an isometric anything yet. So in that video I linked earlier, Wade does it in Photoshop. I'm actually going to start in Illustrator. So, oh yeah, that's a good point, Rako. Yeah, in Bridge you can... Crumble has opinions. You can synchronize your color in Bridge as well, which is very handy. All right, let's get this on the screen. That would help. So instead of doing... I mean, I guess it's kind of micro world-esque, but instead of just doing a micro world like you saw at the beginning, this is like a mixture of that and an isometric slice of a game and a style. And so to do this, what I'm going to do is get the polygon tool, click, make a 6-sided hexagon. Set the color to black, rotate it 90 degrees and make sure it is dead center. And I'm going to scale this as well. So I think I probably want it to be pretty decent, you know, take up a good chunk of space. How else are we going to do this? And then can we snap to that? Yeah. So there we go. We can snap to the center now. So now we can start to draw the lines, or you could just draw lines across, whichever's easiest. It doesn't really matter. Oops, that's wrong. There we go. We'll go up. So there we go. We've got our 2 walls. Let's get rid of those stray anchor points. I definitely don't want any of those strays lurking around. Right, there we go. Got our 2 walls and our floor. And oh, hang on, what have I done here? Oh, for goodness sake, Dan, what have you done with the middle? Right, let's just go back to our flipping hexagon. I think I got a bit excited there. Right, we'll do it this way. We'll start with the top. We'll come down. There we go. Just make sure we snap these properly. And then we're going to need like a bit down here as well. So how are we going to do this? I think I'm going to copy this line with the direct selection tool. Copy, paste in front, and then move it down. It kind of depends how thick you want your floor to be. And then we can reflect that with the reflect tool. Connect these up. Just make sure. Yeah, see, this isn't precise here, so we've got to zoom in and make sure we're precise, because if I get this bit wrong, it's gonna cause a lot of problems down the line. There we go. Let's hold shift. Let's not rush this, Danny boy. Nice and precise. Very good. What's that? Is that, we've got any stray anchor points lurking? Yeah, we got one under there, but that shouldn't be a problem. So, and I think this bottom part here, that's going to be something I do afterwards. So I might get rid of that and just keep it as a pure hexagon, but this does look pretty cool. And I think I might do one more as well. We'll copy, paste in place, and scale it out. In fact, no, let's not do that. Let's go object path, offset path. And maybe go for a 30 offset. This might not make complete sense right now, but what I'm doing is I'm going to create a bunch of shapes in Illustrator, copy and paste them as layers in Photoshop, and then I can use them to make different selections. So I'm trying to do all the shapes that I might need. So at the end, I might have this and use the bottom. I might get rid of the bottom and then just have like a border around the edge. So I'm kind of just setting up all of the pieces that I might need. And now what we've got to do is select everything, grab the shape builder tool, and we want to click inside every segment. And what this is going to do is define it as its own shape. So let's do that. Do that. We'll have to do the outside again in a second. So there we go. We got that one. We're going to copy that. Go back a few steps. Paste it and just move this out to the side for a sec. And then we'll just do one for the border as well. There we go. So we have this border here. That's kind of optional. We might come back to that. And then over here, we've got all the different pieces. And I can copy and paste that into Photoshop as shapes rather than drawing them in Photoshop and risking things not lining up. Oh, excuse me. And not snapping or whatever. I've just got all these pieces here. Let's go and give them colors as well. Can't remember if it pulls the color through into Photoshop, but at least if we do this now, you'll be able to see this is gonna form the basis of the room. If you're doing more of like a micro world in the more, I guess, traditional sense, you wouldn't necessarily have the walls. You'd have this and you just build your landscape on top of that. But because I'm going to do some walls in mine. So this is the thing that I want to copy now. So I'm going to select everything. And we will hide Grace for a second. And this is quite important. We're going to paste this in as layers. I love this edition. So it's added a while back, but it's very, very good. And the sizing's a bit off. But that's fine. Doesn't really matter. Ooh, what sort of size? Should we go for 25%? I feel like that's a good size. 25%, yeah. And then what we can do is turn those off. Ooh, what are you? Strange black line. Where did you come from? It's fine, we can get rid of that in a minute. Oh, there we go. We'll get rid of it now. Ah. Oh, is it part of the... Where's the other bit of floor? I've lost my floor now. Is it this one? Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's fine. Bit of random path or something came through, but that's fine. And it probably makes sense to name these as well. I might actually just contain it inside this. I might leave the floor off, you know. So let's put these down the bottom. We'll put that in a backup folder. We come back to that. This main one here, we can call that... well, let's just call it... We'll call it room. And we should probably name these to make life easier. So we've got the floor, got the right wall. We've got the left wall. That, oh, that might just be a random anchor point that's left over. And then here we've got the We'll just call it the border. So there we go. That is a pretty good start. I think hopefully I've not screwed anything up there. If I have, it's going to come back to haunt me. It's all right, Night Wolf. We are literally just starting. We are just starting. We're just warming up. Oh yeah, I mean, Afif, straight anchor points. They're always something I contend with, and it's just every logo is different, every project is different, and then you see me do this before as well. Sometimes I'll use the wrong tool for something, and then I'll make a problem that didn't need to exist, but then I'll fix it, and then I'll go around it, and then I'll do something else a different way. And there's so many infinite, like the amount of different choices you can make is just limitless. And sometimes it doesn't matter that you get strays and bits and pieces. What matters is you know how to deal with it and to keep moving forward. I mean, you've seen me work, right? It's like it can be super messy or all over the place, but at the end of the day, as long as the end result is tight, you're all good. Right, we got Grace. Let us put her in the room. I wasn't sure about what to do with this as well. Whether to have her massive and the room tiny, but I don't know if that's going to look really silly. So I don't know whether to have her to scale. It feels a bit weird having tiny doors and a massive, massive Grace. So I don't know. I feel like it should be to scale. And we're going to add a background color as well. And I think this is going to have it's going to be indoors. I was going to do it outdoors, outside the police station, but it's a scene from one of the games. But I think I'm going to do it indoors. And this is going to give us some really nice dramatic lighting, shadows, reflections on the floor. It's going to look flipping awesome, hopefully. But also, we're going to add some light to the torch, and it gives us more opportunity to use, nice dramatic lighting. Her perspective is a little off. It might be a little bit off, yeah. Possibly. We could try and tweak it. So there's a few things we can do. But we will see. We'll see how it goes. So that's the relatively easy part done. I'm going to put some music on, actually. I got to go to work. Right, well, we may as well lay the floor in first, right? I think at least that's one area where we should be able to nail it. I'm going to make it bigger because I want more floor. So the height, oh my goodness, this is massive. We're going to double the height. Snap. Where is it? Let's copy and paste that. There we go. Multiply the height by 2. Snap that up there. Duplicate it. Snap it to the bottom. It's already tiled, which is amazing. Oh my god, this is going to be so big. This is like the most oversized floor ever. Duplicate. So now we've got our floor that is... I don't need it to be that big. I've got to reduce the size. It's gonna melt my computer. Okay. Right. So we got a tiled floor. Let's convert to smart object. I mean, I could have made that in Illustrator, to be fair. Densky. It's just huge. And then what we're going to do is go into here, and we can add a clipping mask to clip this to the floor. But you're going to see straight away we already have a problem. It's not isometric. So we're going to go to my actions panel, and I've created some isometric actions here. In fact, if you're in the Discord, let me just throw these in there now. I think I've done some tutorials on the channel. I've definitely for Illustrator. Might have done it for... I'm pretty sure I've done it for Photoshop as well. About how to make isometric bits and pieces. Yeah, here we go. So this is the one that I'm using. Just shared it in the Discord. And what it enables us to do is take something flat, click once on one of these actions, and it will turn it isometric. I just got to pick the right one now. There we go. Boom. So if you're going to be doing isometric design and dragging in lots of like flat elements and you want to quickly isometric them in one click, this is how you do it. Now we can add the clipping mask. And we can size up the floor, get it central. Yeah, there's quite a lot of ways to do isometric stuff. Let me just bring this up on screen, actually. Here we go. This is something from my Illustrator course. I've linked to the Photoshop one at the top of the chat. This is a really good thing to remember. So screenshot this if you want. If you want to make something at this angle, from flat to that angle, you shear it -30, then you rotate -30. Do it in this order. So negative, positive, positive, positive. And that's how you create the different perspectives. So the actions that I've made just follow this. In fact, I think we do isometric stuff in the Photoshop course as well. 2000s game tiles, yeah. Right. That was the easy part. Now we got to get a wall. We're going to get a wall in. So, I've got my own lamps. So I'm going to get rid of these and the lighting. So I'm going to do a nice big area. And we're going to gen fill that with nothing. So just leave this completely blank. And hopefully it gets rid of them. We want to get rid of the lamp and the lighting it's casting. I've got my own lamp, and then we're going to do the lighting later. Where are we going with that? Oh, I'm going to go first one. I quite like that scratch thing on the wall there. That's cool. All right, one down. Nice big circle. So just like when we do photo manipulation, the first part is just getting everything in the scene. Nothing too crazy fancy yet. We're literally just doing the very basics right now. All the it's the same techniques as well. So if you're in the Photoshop Masterclass or Photoshop Like a Pro, if you've enrolled in one of those courses, the techniques that we cover in that are going to be the same thing that we use later on. Right. Oops, sorry, Grace. Right, so we've got a wall, and we've got to go to the actions. I forget which one it is. Is it this one? I should have named these better. Yeah, there we go. That looks to be right. And then we're going to clip that to that wall.
Sorry about all the sizzling.
Yeah, if you can hear some sizzle in the background, that's Poppy. She's sizzling away. Now, obviously, we don't want the floor. This is going to be a bit of a problem. And you see this bit of wall here, this like sort of pillar of this bit of woodwork. It kind of actually sticks out a bit. And so does this one. And then the door kind of comes in a bit. So rather than just having a straight cut here, what we're going to do is we're going to try and cut this in a way where we can sell the depth a bit more. Right, for now, actually, let's turn off the border. Let's not have that one. Yeah, where do we want the door? Do we want the door in the middle? Yeah. So that's cut across now, but if we move that to the top. And instead of masking it to the wall, actually, what we're going to have to do is create a layer mask. Then add that instead. The reason we're doing that and not clipping it is so now I can effectively go around and I'll brush in bits like this. So it'll feel like it's sticking out. We'll come back to that though. All right, this one's going to be a bit harder. So we've got the right wall. Right wall image. Oops. Oh, goodness, I cannot type. Convert to smart object. Let's go in. Right, we've got lamps again. We've got to get rid of these. No lamp. Haha, yeah, no more posters for you, Kerry. You heard of Resident Evil, Kerry? You must have. Oh, wow, that's a cute little lamp. Not what I was after. So we go nice and wide with that selection, just so we don't get any of the light from the lamp. And this floor is going to be good as a reference as well, actually. This either the light coming through the window, that will be good to remember because I might need to do my own version of that. So that is quite sort of handy to have this as a reference. Right, let's close all these down. We don't need those. We are done with you. We're done with you. Let's drag the right wall to the top. Now we can't, because the perspective of this is already defined, we can't use one of our shortcuts. So we're going to have to crop this and try and manually adjust this. So we can use the perspective tool, but I'm just going to free distort this by holding Command or Control. And the tricky bit is I've got to try and get the sort of marble-esque detailing around the top to line up as well. You see here? I need that to line up. And we can't have the floor in as well. So this is going to be a little bit harder. Yeah, so this room's already got perspective, so we need to kind of get rid of that perspective. So it's a little bit of a balancing act, backwards and forwards. And it's knowing which sort of handle to pull on as well. might have to make it a bit bigger. Getting closer. And this is because this image, like a lot of images you'll use, sometimes they already have a perspective. Ah, there we go. We can maybe try stretching it as well. This is flipping hard. Let's just line that up. And let's just pull that down a bit. Do you see what I mean? So it's not perfect, but we tried to line it up as best we can. This is not too hard to fix if we want to. This bit is slightly off, so if we hide Grace, you can see the angle is slightly off on those windows. We might need to stretch this. We have to maybe pull it down there a bit more. There you go. So we've done a better job of lining up the angle. This part here isn't ideal, but we might get away with that because I think it's going to be quite dark anyway up the top there. Or we could go and run around like a sort of, I don't know what you call it, but this part. Now, ideally, we want to make sure areas like this are vertical and straight. So that's pretty good, actually. That's pretty good. We could also set up a grid, actually, if we wanted to, just to check things as we're designing. So, bunch of ways to do this. This is one that I do quite like. Let's go and set this up on a new artboard. Or actually, let's just chuck it over here. We'll chuck it over here. Hopefully you snap. We can repeat this. This is the bit that is a bit trickier. We've got to duplicate this. I think it's snapped, actually. It snapped? Yes. And then we duplicate it down twice. And you want to get it to snap, so then you can press Command or Control D, and it will repeat that. And we've now got a full isometric grid. Select, copy, paste it at the top. We'll go Smart Object for this. Just make it bigger than the canvas. And then we'll set the color to like a cyan-y sort of color. This is going to serve as more as a reference with this type of stuff. So if I want, I could have it at like 25%. And then I can just use it if I need to. But we'll leave that off for now. Then we can pop Grace back in the room. That's not a bad start. The roof, ceiling, no. What am I saying? The wall is slightly off. Let's just bring that down. Yeah, there we go. That's good enough for now. It's going to be pretty dark in here as well. The village in RE8, I'm playing through RE8 at the moment, was inspired by Romanian culture, was it? Well, it says it's set in Europe, but I don't know where, so it could be set in Romania for all I know. Right. Where's my lamp? Select subject. Flipping love this. It's gonna grab the chain as well. It's just so good. Right, lamp. Now these are based on real lamps, but generated with AI to an isometric style perspective. The first time it did it, it was a little bit lower, so I then said generate this lamp as it is, but then slightly higher. So you should be looking down into the top of the lamp. We could fudge that if we had to, but you know, if you're already generating a little lamp, you may as well just adjust the angle slightly. And we can line these up. And this is the thing, when you pick your images, or if you're generating images or whatever, you don't want to have too many things that stick out from the wall as part of it. So in some of the original generations, there was like a side table, there was a bed, there was a desk. You don't want to have those in the generation or the composition. So remove them if you can, or generative fill them away, and then add them back in as physical things that stick out. Otherwise, the walls and everything on them will just look totally flat. And so we want to try and give it a bit more depth, and this just sort of helps sell that idea. All right. We could do another one over here. I might leave it, actually. I don't know. And now I think we should cut round this. So for this bit here, what I'm going to do is grab the pen tool, switch to path, and we're just going to pen tool around the edge. I'm going to turn my guides on for this. So when I pen tool here, I'm not doing this. I'm going to try and adjust the angles of the bits sticking out so they follow the isometric lines. So it will just keep everything I cut out still looking isometric. Go straight up there. Again, you see here, follow the isometric. We're going to have to zoom in a lot here. Go up. Up there. Down a little bit. I think it's snapping, but it's fine. And then over here. So we're just going along all of this stuff. And sorry, Grace, we're going to have to hide you for a second, love. We've got to get around here. And then that's the end, I think. Yeah, there we go. Right, so now we've made a selection there. What we should be able to do is just go and go around the edge and connect this back up. Right click, make a selection. And then if we turn the mask back on, we should be able to select white. And you'll see this goes from now a straight edge. Oops. Let's invert that selection first. Yeah, there we go. Straight edge. To actually having a bit of depth and a bit of detail to it. And you can see here I got this a bit wrong. It obviously looks weird. So we can just go in and fix that. So we'll grab that in the selection. Same with this one. I think the rest is alright actually. Yeah, even these little details here around by the sort of where the door hinges. It's little details like that that just kind of help sell it a bit more. And the same over here as well. So we're going to get rid of the clipping mask. We're going to add a layer mask. We're going to hide it. And oh my god, looking at that image is so trippy. Perspective is just... Oh, that's crazy. How are we going to do this actually? Right, I think I'm not actually going to use that as the guide. I think I'm going to do this myself. Because I've warped this so much. Something like that. And then... Does this bit stick out? We can always do it and see how it looks. Yeah, let's try that. I hope I've done this right. Invert. We should be able to just pull out a bit of the wall here. Oh, that's not bad. Oh, well done, Dan. That turned out okay. Whoops. What's going on over here? We've got some random wall. Yeah. So at least we've got... That's why we've got those main shapes from Illustrator in as layers, because then we can make selections of things. See that one? Why can I not get rid of that? What's happened here? Something's gone a bit funny. That one is slightly off, so I might have to just nudge the image over slightly. Let's bring this down. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Don't know why everything is creeping out here, though. Why are you sneaking out there? And we should, in theory, be able to turn off the walls and the floor now. Or the... Oh, no, not for the floor. We need that one. Yeah, that's all right. Just curious, Zadansky, do you illustrate as well, like draw? I illustrate. I mean, I suppose, yeah. I mean, I do for logos, and if I need illustrations, I never think of myself as someone who can draw. But that's probably me being overly harsh on myself. I never tried to do a micro roll before. The process looks entertaining. Just grab some snacks. Thanks for the live dance key. Hey, awesome. Get comfy, grab some snacks. Nice. It's a good way to spend a Tuesday evening. How do we go about fixing the right wall? Yeah, this top part is a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah, I'm going to have to do something or that will bug me. How would I fix that? There's so many ways that you can do the same thing in Photoshop. It's that top part. Let's try something a second. This might not work. I'm going to delete the mask, convert it to a smart object again, and add the layer mask back to it, unlink it. No, that's... Is that going to make things easier? Don't know. No, I don't think I've done anything except make my life harder, actually. Let's go back a few steps. I was thinking you could copy the top part from this bit, but then the architecture and the way the wood intersects with the sort of this stone masonry bit or whatever it is. And we could try the perspective warp. I don't use this all that much. No, I can't be asked with that. It's good if it's flat to begin with, and we could have used that for the left one, but this one was such a weird perspective to begin with. It was always going to be tricky. I don't think we could puppet warp it. We could try and stretch it out a bit. I might have to redo some of those floor bits. It's getting closer. I just need to... Let's try something else. I just don't want to bend it and curve it. That's the thing. So this can be very useful, but yeah, it sort of wants to bend it and warp it. That's pretty close. Ever so slightly. Oh, ever so slightly cut off. Maybe if we scale it. Oh, that is so close. It's so flipping close. Maybe this one, we just move it up. Then we move the mask up to meet it. It's pretty close. Oh, that is going to drive me flipping insane. I feel like that's all right. It's ever so slightly off. I learned how to illustrate from that. Or maybe I can. Maybe I can. I mean, I've got to be able to illustrate to teach it, right? I got an idea. Oh, actually, no. I was going to extend the image here, but it might mess everything up. Yeah, see, that's better, but then we're missing a bit of image here. I wonder if I could just generate that. Let's just try. Save my sanity. See what on earth it generates. Just to fill that little bit. I don't know if Photoshop really does 3D anymore. It did used to, but they discontinued a bunch of the 3D stuff a while back. Yeah, let's go with that one. We'll delete the mask. We'll merge these two and then re-add the mask. That's not really... Oh, it's not really filled in what I needed filled in. I wonder if I select that with the mask though. I'm guessing it's looking at that black background and going, Dan, what do you want me to fill? Like oh, okay. No, that is actually helpful. That might just about save my sanity, I think. Let's merge them. It's so hard trying to balance everything. We've got to like make sure we cover that edge so it's straight. We've got to then make sure the floor's covered here, line this bit up. It's like, ignore that bit. It's all like everything has to be precisely lined up or it just doesn't work. think that's okay. So there we go. I think that's pretty close. Is that right, Afi? Oh yeah, Photoshop is a beast. I think as well the thing with Photoshop is there's so many different ways to do the same thing, which does make it hard sometimes to know kind of which way to go with it. Right, I know I've messed something up now because I've moved the mask, haven't I? So I've still got my left wall here, which is good. So what I'm going to have to do is select that and get rid of everything outside of it. So those shapes that I imported from Illustrator, they become like your, I don't know, like your master shapes. So if you ever mess something up like I've done, you can always find the original size that the wall should be. Right. Okie dokie. Right, we've got to go around that floor again now. Oh no. It's still too high. Oh, send help. There you go. All right. Right. There we go. So this is kind of confusing now because I got to... See, I should have got it perfect before doing this bit because now I got to redo it. So what are we doing here? We're going to bring this down. Still trying to follow these isometricness of everything. Down here. So it kind of lines up with this bit. Yeah, that should be pretty good. And then I should be able to go in here and just... Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's gonna have to do for now. Oh dear. If you haven't checked out my Photoshop program yet, I definitely recommend it. I mean, obviously, I'm going to say that, but genuinely, it's split into two elements. You've got first class, which is beginner to intermediate, and then the master class element, which is intermediate to advanced, the most advanced stuff I teach. But even doing just the beginner stuff, I think you'll be amazed at how easy it is once you know what tools you need to use to design with it. But even just by finishing that, you'll be able to do so much stuff that took me literally years to learn. And then the masterclass is there if you want to kind of dive into like more advanced stuff, big projects, like kind of doing photo manipulation, you know, all that stuff. Right, I think we got the main elements. I've got a statue. I've got two. I don't know if I was going to add them or not. Whoops. There we go. We've got a bust. I was going to have both, but I might just have one actually. I was going to have them either side of the door, but then the whole thing with the lamps as well just felt a bit too, I don't know, a bit too obvious. Whereas having just one in the corner, you see again, having like an object there, it just helps sell the idea of depth. Right. Do we have zombies? Do we have zombies outside the window? I feel like it needs a zombie or something. And obviously she's massive at the minute. She's too big, isn't she? Does the scale feel weird? Does she need to be smaller than the giant doors? Does she feel too small now? In a lot of my work, I'm used to having like a focal point. It's like a hero or heroine or something that is like the main character. So doing like a more of a scene where it's not like an epic character doing a big thing feels a bit different. You know, she's just like every other sort of element. I have a grasp on it now, but I have no doubt it will help me. I actually took a graphic principles course in my degree program, and I think I got a C. Nice. Yeah, I think the main thing about learning with me that I probably don't make enough noise about is that when people get stuck, like I'm there to help. So, you know, inevitably when you work on like real projects and you've got totally different images and things that aren't necessarily part of the course, it's then when you get stuck. And I'm able to sort of help you overcome those hurdles. I think that's where it sort of shines the most. I need to mention that more. Oh, no, is it okay that size? I'm so not used to doing this. Like if I was doing, I mean, look at Wade's example. Like he doesn't have a focal point. It's a castle, but it's not shouting out. So I guess it is like a slice of a thing, you know? Do I put a zombie in there? I don't know. I did have this. I mean, you could put one outside the window. I don't know if it's missing something. It looks good. Is it missing something? I mean, when it's got loads of lighting and stuff done, it will look pretty cool. But like in terms of things in the scene, like there'll be reflections, there'll be lighting, there'll be blood, there'll be shadows, there'll be window lighting. I'm gonna add a sparkle somewhere because in the original games, where there's an object you can pick up, it sparkles. Do I need a table? Oh, I don't know. I feel like I need something maybe here, not obstructing the windows. Or maybe a table here? See, this is I think I nearly got rid of this. This is why I had my backup table. Let's throw it in and we'll just see. And the thing is, I want to get this right before a giant table, before moving ahead. We need something to be broken. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, actually. You're right. You're 100% right. There needs to be something broken, or obviously, like, there's going to be blood. I'm going to try and add, like, blood trails and things. Maybe one of the doors opening slightly. That'd be creepy. And a hand coming around the door. I'm just trying to, like, imagine it when it's dark and spooky, with the lighting being all, like, spooky and whatever. What is the thing that's gonna, like, there needs to be something else to, I think, sell the spooky side of it. Oh my god, these masks are so complicated. Do we need to extend the floor? I'm gonna. All right. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Ah, there we go. There we go. We're good. We're good. Chainsaw coming through the door. No, she seems quite chill though. If there's a chainsaw, she'd look a bit more panicked. We could do some writing on the wall, like blood writing, like "Don't go in here" or something, or a sign. We could try and add some curtains. That would be really good, actually. Make the lighting a bit more complicated, but. Ooh. What about if we had curtains blowing though? We're gonna have to smash some of the glass, otherwise it won't make sense. You can't have a curtain blowing with no wind. So this is how you got to, like, think about this sort of stuff in, like, real terms. Or we just add normal curtains. But then we don't get the nice lighting on the floor, which would be a shame. So I think. Oh, I'm just looking at some curtains now. It's sort of toying between realism and illustration. I think illustration might not look very good. Let's try these. These are some vector ones. Where is it gone? Where are my curtains? Where's it gone? What's the file called? Oh, there we go. I don't need... I want the curtain. Give me the curtain. Right, let's see if this works. Hmm. Oh, I was hoping it would pull the transparency through. Why is... Oh, unless... I might have to save that as a PNG. Background type transparent. Let's try that. Oh no, that's annoying. Yeah, we could try and bring them down a bit. No. Right, well, we'll start with this anyway. We'll get rid of the table. I think we'll work on the lighting. We can always add things in if we need to. So we're going to have light coming through the windows. So first thing we've got to do is darken the floor. So we'll grab exposure. Drag it down. It's going to be pretty dark, I think. Oh, hello, Poppy. Where are you? Are you behind me? Oh, you are. You're behind me. Haha. Sneaky Pop. Right, let's get these walls looking darker as well. Now everything's definitely too dark. For the right wall, we can then remove some of it where the windows are. That's probably a bit too much. There we go, a little bit of light spilling over. And then this is pretty dark as well. And then for the floor, how are we going to do this with the windows? Something like that. To do that, I'm going to have to select flipping heck. How am I going to do that? They're both very similar, so I could probably use the same thing. Let's select this, and then we'll do a color range selection. And we'll try and sample just this color. Huh, that might be enough, actually. We'll try it. Let's try that. And obviously, we want it to be light. We're going to flip it upside down. Ooh, maybe we could use an action. Yes. So we'll do, I'll size it, something like that. And then we've got, sorry Grace, you got to go again. Got another one over here. Yeah, they're very similar. This one I think's got a bit more light. And we can make selections of that. Right, so what we're going to do is we've got our windows. We're going to go down here to the tiled floor, go exposure. We're going to go the other way now, crank up the brightness, make a selection of both those windows, delete the mask and add a new one. So this is now on an exposure adjustment layer. And then if we click the mask, we should be able to adjust the feather, which is going to soften them. I don't want to soften them evenly though, because that's not right. This bit's going to be much more in focus. This bit will be less in focus. So we'll scrap the exposure layer. And we're actually going to go to using this as it is. So we'll go right, window, light. We've got left, smart object, both of these. I'll show you why in a sec. So we'll start with this one. We can go and add a tilt shift. And we'll rotate this. And we can use this to gradually blur things. So we'll start here. You can see it starts more in focus and then gets gradually more out of focus. Obviously that's too extreme. It's good to crank it up to find out sort of where things are going to go position wise. And yeah, that'll look pretty decent. Click OK. And then we'll add a layer mask, grab the gradient tool. We get to brush it. I love doing this. Yeah, there we go. Nice. And then ignore this bit here. We can go in and just rub all this out, soften it all. Go around the edge manually, actually. Soften everything. And we could actually just go and add a Gaussian blur as well, just to blur all the areas around the top. We'll go with a 1.5 and maybe we drop this down a bit. And then we can just duplicate that over rather than do it again for the other window. We'll duplicate it over and we'll just adjust it slightly so there's a little bit of differentiation. Yeah, something like that. And that's not bad for a first crack at it. We are going to add some lights and we'll add a reflection to the floor, but we're not going to do the reflection in the floor until we've added the lights, because these lamps will be very bright and they'll reflect really nicely into the tiled floor. So in fact, let's just, while we're working on the windows, let's just use a technique I love to sell the window light a bit more. I'm going to go with a nice cool color. Soft brush, flow at 2% or something very low. We're just going to think, oh goodness, it's way too much. 1%? Yeah, just like this. Just so there's some light coming in. See the difference that makes? So disgustingly simple. This is what I teach in the Photoshop course. All this sort of stuff. Reflections, we cover that. Perspective, lighting that I'm going to do in a sec. Although, again, there's so many different techniques for lighting. I don't know what one I'm going to use. Oh, I mean, I know you've done it, haven't you, Raquel? The lighting. We have a street lamp and we light it, and that's got an amazing technique that I can't remember right now. Sometimes there's a really easy way of doing it. It's just getting like a light. In fact, let's start small and intense. Sometimes you can do this and just use a blending mode, but it can look a bit, yeah, you see it makes the wood go a bit of a weird color. We could do linear dodge and change the color. It's all right. It's not the best technique. I want like a warmer light. I mean, it's an up light, so yeah, I don't want to be too overpowering. And if we move the light, maybe we could stretch it vertically. Actually, makes a bit more sense. I think that's nicely subtle. Yes, yeah. Have you done it, Kerry? The Lisbon street lamp. I think it's Lisbon anyway. You did it with the brush and blending modes. Yeah, it was quite a long video. Well, not massively long, but it was because I'm just trying to remember it now. The first part was adding the light, but then I think we turned the scene from day into night, didn't we? Anyway, this one here, just brushing in, and then linear dodge. This is a pretty simple light, to be honest. And you just basically, that's all we've created is an intense bit of light there, and then a soft fade around the edge, and we can then just pop that in. You know, for a lot of things like this, at least, this is more than serviceable. You know, and you can see we've not actually done a lot, but already we've darkened the room. We've got the window light coming in. We're starting to create some like mood and atmosphere. Now this thing here, we're going to have to drop the exposure on this. So it's nice and dark. This sort of side here isn't going to get much light. And then this side here, well, it's going to have the light. Might have a little bit from the lamp, but it's also going to have the window light catching it. So it's going to be pretty subtle as well. So we're just going to brush around this side. Like this. Coming around there. Just catching along the edge there as well. spilling over a bit. Sort of creeping round here, but they're not getting around this bit. This bit just isn't getting any light. And these pillars here, they're going to catch a bit more light because they're slightly raised. See the difference? The nose will catch a little bit more light there. Some of these bits on the head. Bit of the chin there. And then we'll just grab a real soft brush and just blend it in so nothing looks too exaggerated. So there's the before and there's the after. And it just, you can see it blends it into the room. And honestly, this stuff just takes practice. Like if you go back, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, and I was to show myself some of the stuff that I make now, I'd be like, flipping heck, that looks good. But I never always felt like that. I always like, some of this stuff I make it look really easy. It honestly is practice. There's no magic skill. It's not like I'm like a super talented person with my stylus or hands. It's just practice and getting a sense for where lighting would catch, and like even here as well. Maybe a bit more on top from that lamp. Just thinking about it very like logically and methodically. Okay, where the light is, where would it hit, where would it not hit? Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, it was night from day. Yes, you're right. It was fully middle of the day scene, and then it was nighttime, and then you kind of see the lamp a bit more. Then, hey, Christopher, Anna, hello. And we've not even done Grace yet as well. She's going to need some lighting. Her hair is already illuminated here, which is quite nice. Now, do we have to distort her? Or is it going to look weird? Maybe we can get away with a little bit. In fact, actually, this is kind of lucky that we've got the highlights in the right places off the bat. Even the hair highlights. I would add some more hairs and strays. We cover that in the course as well. How to draw hair and hair highlights. So she looks quite dark at the minute, as it is actually. So let's add a bit more. And we'll hide that. Then I can go in now and darken up a few bits. So like the inside of the jacket is going to be darker because the light just isn't going to be catching there. But this part of the shirt and this part of the arm here, you could say that this is catching the lamplight. So I'm kind of lucky here actually. Didn't even notice until now. We could darken this part of the face a bit more. So we're pushing, it makes it look more like the window light is the cause of this. Darken maybe some of these hairs. Bit around the inside of the neck, inside of the hoodie. This part of the jacket here. Just pushing all those highlights over to the sides. So not a lot there, but you can see it does make a difference. It just takes everything that's not necessarily flat, but it just, especially on the face, the lighting was relatively even, and then we've just added shadows here to make that bit on the right seem more accentuated. And she does need a shadow, which is going to be interesting. Sometimes you can cheat a shadow, and that's what I'm going to try. Now, where the flipping heck is the shadow going to be? Because we've got so many different light sources. Right, well, first of all, we've got to sort the floor out. So the floor, we're going to make that darker. This bit's going to be very dark here. And we're going to have just a bit more. Whoa, not that much. Just a little bit more light around this part of the room. Just sort of reinforcing the window light coming in. And this stops the floor feeling too flat. Could make it darker, I suppose. And she's got a torch. We definitely got to give her a torchlight. And we need some dirt on the floor. Floor's too clean. We need dirt. I need a dirt texture. Dirt and grease texture. Actually, I wonder if I've got a brush that I could use for this. Let's see. Gouache. That could be quite good for blood texture. Debris. What's this? Oh, it definitely needs something like some sort of dirt. Dust. Oh, that's a good sort of blood splatter. We could use some of this actually. And then rotate the angle. It just helps everything feel a bit more random. We don't want to use the same brush too much, so maybe we could use maybe a few of these. Ah, yeah, this is quite good actually. Like I don't know what brush this is. It's like a supporting brush almost. Just splat in a few of these. Maybe some in the middle. Sponge. What's this? No, maybe not that one. Textured acrylic. I wonder actually if we can use this across the whole floor. Just brushing in with like black, flipping to white for a bit. Brushing a bit of white and black. And that looks a bit rubbish, but then if we actually just drop the opacity down, see the difference? It just gives it a tiny bit of texture and just makes it feel a bit more real. Maybe like a bit of dirt, a bit of grease. Yeah, the hair does look quite bright at the minute. Maybe a little too bright. The good thing is that the highlights on the left and right do match the lights, so we don't have to kind of switch the direction, which can be nightmarish. And in fact, actually, now we've got the lights, we could add the reflection in the floor. So let's get rid of the we'll get rid of the dirt for now. So we've got to grab the left. Right, how are we going to do this? Copy, paste. Try it with one first. Flip it upside down. And then we've got to distort this and line it up. We're going to try and cheat this. Oh, wait, hang on. I've not got the lights included. Right, so we've got to hide Grace. We've got to hide. Where's our statue? We'll hide you. Left wall, copy merged. So we're copying the lights as well. Then we'll flip it upside down. Then we got to distort it. So it's effectively isometric again, but the other way up. And to be honest, we don't need to get this that precise at all. We could even distort this a bit if we wanted. And then we're going to add a layer mask. See if we can hit it with a blending mode. We might be able to screen maybe. Make sure it lines up with that sort of middle part there. And obviously the light looks weird as hell, but I think what we're going to do is we'll smart object it, the reflection, add some blur. There we go. So you can cheat it and make the floor look a little bit more reflective. And then we layer in our dirt on top of it as well. So we've got a reflective looking floor with the light coming in. Having this reflected in the floor sells that whole reflective style. And then the dirt on top is just, makes it just feel more like a real floor. So we should probably do this for the other side now. So we'll copy merged. Get your lighting pretty much looking good before you do this bit. Just because if I change these lamps up here to red, I've got to go and redo this. But so what's this? Left floor reflection. So we'll paste this in. We're going to flip it upside down. Oops. No. There we go. So copy merged, paste. There we go. And then we got to distort this one as well. And you can turn your isometric guide on if you need to. Yeah, that should do it. Just enough where you get the light in. And we'll call this right floor reflection. Smart object it. And what did I do? Was it screen? I think it was screen. Alt drag the blur so it copies the same one. And then we just need the same layer mask, so we can alt drag that as well. Ooh, it's not quite filling up the thing. What have I done? Wrong mask. Ooh, have I used the wrong mask? Hang on. There we go. We always go back to the master floor mask. Yeah, there we go. So we've got the floor reflection, we've got the window lighting, and then we've got the dirt layer on top. And we can pop Grace back in the middle of the room. I think it's looking alright, actually. I think it's coming together pretty well. Oh, let's get the bust in there as well. Oh, I'm going to focus on the main channel this year. Like, I've been using Adobe Tools and the whole suite, Photoshop, Illustrator, for like 20 years. So focusing on the main channel, my students who use Adobe, I teach Adobe, my course is all Adobe. So I'm just going to make a big push to focus on the main channel this year, rather than try and do 50,000 things and overload my brain. The hair still... Oh, sorry, I read that already. Really love this stream. Awesome, Kerry. What about having sunlight rays coming through the window? Yeah, we could do. And she's got... I keep forgetting the torch as well. So I showed the soft glow technique earlier. For the window, you kind of want, yeah, like sort of sun rays, God rays. How do we do that? There's a simple way to do it is to just draw a box and fill it with white and kind of go the height of the window. I'm going to do this. Got to try and imagine the light coming in. So it's going to be streaming in like this. Again, we're sort of trying to follow the isometric grid. And smart object. Add a mask. And let's grab a normal brush. So we'll go around it here, and we're just going to brush it in so it's kind of around the window. Like this. And this obviously looks terrible. But let me do the same thing again. The tilt shift. In fact, there's an entire... You'll see the flashlight in a minute. There's a whole lesson on that in the Photoshop course. Same thing. I think it's called Directional Light, the lesson. So... The blur is like a bit more extreme now. Oh yeah, 100%. Photoshop in Illustrator to me is just, it's like I live and breathe it every day. Like, so I just know how to move around it very quickly, keyboard shortcuts and everything. And when I come up against problems, like you see this live, I'm usually touch wood able to fix it. You just have to go into like problem solving mode, trial and error. Right. Oh yeah, look at this. Oh, so okay, I'll have to go and mask that again. But this is how you can control the light coming through. And then if you want to have the light coming in more pronounced, you just have to drop the blur. And so it will have like more of a pronounced edge. So then what we do is, actually that's probably a bit extreme. Let's pull this back a little bit. It's a little bit more around the window. And then we can just brush away all this bit here. We don't need to be too precise with this. And the end, we just don't want there to be an end. So you want it to softly fade out. Nice. Yeah, that flipping good shout. Was that Kerry? I think it was a good shout. We all live and breathe it through town. Yeah, that worked out. I was going to say you might want to double it up sometimes, and depending on the detail you've got, you can have like multiple sort of ray separations. But I think as a sort of subtle thing, it actually looks pretty good. And then, yeah, you could keep the original or get rid of it. I feel like this was the quick and easy way to just brighten it. But if you want to have it really blasting through the windows, that's how you do it. And I think this one's going to be a bit more subtle because the light behind this one's a bit brighter. So if we call this one left window rays, we'll duplicate it because I don't want to do that again. We'll reuse it. Actually, it is quite a fun technique, to be fair. This is going to be right. So that can be at 75%. This one will drop it to 50%. And it also makes it feel less copy-paste as well, just by having them at slightly different values. Or you do them both from scratch, and then you will invariably get differences. Right, oh, the shadow. The flipping shadow. How are we going to do that? More rays. More rays. Right, so yeah, because when you've got shadows, sometimes like the window light will cast a strong shadow, but then you've got the lamp lights that might cancel out some of that shadow. So it's, and you could get multiple shadows. So I think to keep this simple, oh, I'm going to try and cheat it. So we're going to copy and paste Grace. Ah. Copy merged, paste, there we go. Hello, hey, I've been cloned. Right, we'll make her completely black. This is the cheaty way. We'll see if we can get away with it. And flip her upside down like this. I mean, actually, do we need a reflection of... Maybe we should do a reflection of... Oh, no, I've bugged it up now, haven't I? We could try and cheat a reflection of her first. So we need multiple Graces. We'll flip her upside down. We've got to try and match her feet. Well, first of all, we're going to squish the reflection because the reflection sometimes can have the perspective distorted. But we're going to have to puppet warp the feet. So this needs to be underneath Grace. And then we're going to try and puppet warp this and see if we can hack this into place. So we're going to... Oh my god. Okay, we want her to... We don't want her to swing. Do not swing. So we'll straighten you out there, I think. In fact, let's put pins in the ankles. And we're going to try... Oh, we obviously don't want to try and contort her legs into impossible positions. And then we get rid of that. No, that okay. Right, we've got a new plan now. We're gonna I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to carve her up. I think we're gonna do one leg and then do... I don't think the reflection, we're not going to see the rest of the body, so we only need to do the legs, really. Sorry, Grace, this is getting surgical. Right, we'll smart object both of these, just so I can adjust the puppet warp if I need to. Keep that leg straight, put a pin there. Bring that up. We don't want you. Just straighten you out. Oh, I flipping love this technique. When it works, this looks so good. Obviously, the angles do not match, but we're going to see if we can cheat it with a blending mode. So if we just... You see what I mean? We might get away with it. And that's... Oh, I mean, I don't know how we're going to do this one. That's what a lot of this Photoshop stuff is. It's, I need to do X, so I then have to use techniques A, B, and C. Oh, they didn't work. All right, we'll try techniques D, E, and F. So we need that right there. And sometimes it is just trial and error. And sometimes it will be, this is hard. I can't do this. Why is this so hard? I'll go and watch a tutorial, have a nap. Oh, look, now I can do it. It's just part of the process. Even when you struggle through something, as long as you get to an end result, think about it like this. You still level up. You still, throughout the 2 hours it took you to do that really annoying technique, you still are learning. So if we go soft light now, we'll add a layer mask. Which one's this? There we go. Do that. And then probably just a little bit of blur. We could use tilt shift, but because it's a subtle detail, I think we'll go with something like Gaussian blur because it's less intensive. If you flood the document with loads of the blur gallery blurs, things can start to slow down after a while. Depends on your spec, but it can be quite demanding. So for little details like this, I'm just going to keep it super simple. And the fainter we make it, actually. Because remember, we are totally cheating this. And if that's not good enough, just 75%, drop the opacity. And oops, Just move them up so they go under the shoe. Yeah. There we go. I think that works. Hopefully. Right. I'm going to call it, even though it's her left leg, right leg reflection. I don't want to sound too surprised, but this is actually turning out really well. I had a little play before stream, mucking around with a few bits, and I thought it would look good, but do it when you do it properly versus the sort of 10-minute, 15-minute muck around, it's looking a hell of a lot better. Yeah, I bet they would. I need more reflections. So the floor, reflective. The windows, reflective. Oh, this is fun. This is the fun stuff. This is the bit I really like. Once you've got all the pieces in place and then you have to composite, I think that's the bit I love. Right, but now, saying that, we've got to do a shadow. And we've got to completely black out Grace. We'll call it shadow. Are we going to get away with cheating this? Please let it be so. So we'll flip this upside down. Now we're going to go for the window first. And obviously the angles of the feet don't make sense. Oh, we might actually get away with this. But again, we're going to have to go contortionist. So we'll put pins here. We don't want this to move, so we're going to pin all this stuff. Oh yeah, you can hold Alter Option as well. So if you don't want to like go bend a foot, hold Alter Option and this pops up and you can rotate it round. Obviously we've just possibly broken her ankle there, which is unfortunate. But it's all for the greater good or something. I don't know. Andrea understands. Anyway, so let's move this into position. Try and line this up. We could draw some of this if we need to as well. It's not the end of the world. A little rotatey. And then what we're going to do. Right, first of all, I'll duplicate this as a backup, but then I'm going to rasterize it, and I'm now going to just brush in the shadows manually. Because obviously this doesn't make any sense. So I'm just going to assume the sort of shape the shadow would be from this sort of angle. So it'd be like that. I think that's probably pretty good. And we'll convert that to a smart object. Again, we are going to tilt shift this because it's pretty prominent. Rotate to match the angle. That looks pretty good. So it starts off more in focus here and then gets blurrier as it gets further away. I might just move that actually, just so it's a little bit more sharp around here. And then the bit that I absolutely love, this bit here where you really get to use the gradient tool with black and white on the layer mask to control the shadow. It's so fun. And then the midpoint to... Yeah, maybe something like that actually. And then we could always go and add just a little pinch of Gaussian blur to soften everything. It doesn't feel quite right. What we might need to do is go into the blending options and drag this down to let some of the underlying layer come through. It's a bit weird with this light as well, the reflective light, because the shadow's on top of the light. So we might have to send that all the way down the bottom. Yeah, I think that's right. So the light appears on top of the shadow. Nice. I think that's right. I think the light would be on top of the shadow. Flashlight. We've not even done our flashlight yet. Flashlight. Shut up, you. You don't say anything all stream, and then she's like, flashlight.
We call it a torch,
Huh?
darling.
What you said?
We call it a torch, darling.
Oh, sorry. Torch. Sorry, I forgot my Britishness then. Alright, bring that in. Again, contrary to what you might think, this will become a torch. Flashlight thing. There we go, isometric, so we've got a pretty good angle on it. No pun intended. All the puns intended, actually. That was a good pun. I like that one. Well done. I love this technique. It's just so disgustingly simple. And it starts off with just a big crap box, like where you want the light to go. I'm going to call it flashlight. She can't stop me. Flashlight light. Right, smart object here. That's a must. Don't forget that. And again, this is one we want to definitely use tilt shift on. Poppy's the best. Shut up, Andrea.
Oh,
No.
love you, Andrea.
No. This is blasphemy. Right, this torch doesn't go very far, so we're going to blur this quite. It's going to be quite an extreme blur. And add the layer mask, gradient tool, black and white. You got to use black and white. Oh, I just love doing this. I love doing this bit. You get to literally draw the light coming out of the Photoshop's gradient tool 2.0 is flipping lovely. I love it so much. I want it in Illustrator as well. But you can control the fall off of the light, which is great. And I'm going to make it yellow as well. It's we can just go around there and shape that. It's obviously too bright at the minute. What's that? What's that?
My socks.
Oh, I thought it was like a headband for me to put on. Oh, I was got excited then. A little heart-covered headband.
You could turn it into a headband.
No, my head's too big. Right, what am I doing? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Right, which one do I want to? Actually, no, I think maybe just the opacity. Just the opacity. Just so you get like a little bit of the torch in there. You don't want to drop it too much though with lighting effects. That does look a bit extreme. Hmm. It's not my favorite torchlight. Let's try something else. This is a fire technique. This might not work. So we're yellow, duplicate more. Just trying to get a better looking torch color. I mean, it's an interesting torch color. It's not quite right, but that is the fire technique, Kerry. So literally using like a red, an orange, and a yellow layer with different blending modes to try and make a more realistic torch rather than just using one single color. Yeah, that's fine. I think it just takes a bit of tinkering. It's a bit too powerful there. It's way too powerful actually. What on earth was I thinking? What on earth was I thinking? That's just silly. All right, let's dial the torch down a bit. Turkey. I think if I made the room darker as well, if we just cheat this for a second, make the room darker, you can make the torch more of a feature. I wonder if... Do I want to make the lighting a bit more extreme? Right, there we go. Just be careful that if we do make the floor darker, you see, Monsieur statue over here needs to be adjusted to compensate. So like on the walls, I've got the... where is it? Where's my left wall? Where have you gone? You see there? That's the original. I'm going to make it darker. So it's a bit more intense. But then where the lights are, I'm going to make that lighter. So the rest of the wall's very, very dark, but the area where the light is, so that becomes nice and dark. And then this bit here needs to be darker on the floor. So we'll add another exposure adjustment layer. Hide it. And just brush in dark areas where the corners are. Corners of the room. Down the middle. Ah! Also, bust hasn't got a shadow. You will forget these things. I forget them all the time. And then you'll look at it and go, oh yeah, that thing's not got a thing. And right, this is going to be really quick actually. We don't have to do the other technique as well. We can. I made that dark. Yeah. So before we drew shadows with shapes, you can also do just brush it in. Adjust the brush size if you want it to be harder. And then just use a softer brush. Yeah, so there's lots of different ways to do shadows. Yeah, there we go. Oh, we've not even done the light shadows yet. Oh, what a turkey. Do I want to do those for all of them? Yes, I can probably get away with it. Let's go exposure. We'll drop it down really dark. Yeah, there we go. And then what we're going to do is invert it so it's all super bright. This is a bit more like the lesson in the Photoshop course. So we've done the light source itself, but then we've got to make sure that this light affects the right parts of the lamp. So this bit under here, the lamp isn't going to get the light there. Under here, there's going to be like a shadow because it's not catching that part. It's not illuminating under here. Maybe down this side at the bottom. This side is sort of illuminated. So we could just do like a softer shadow on there. And it just sort of puts the emphasis around this part. So this is the before, where it's just all flat lighting, and then that's the after. You see the difference before, after? God, that looks so much better. That's not even a question, is it? Flippin' heck. And then we'll copy and paste the light. We could have edited the smart. I was toying with going into the smart object and editing it, but then you're sort of doing it blind a little bit, whereas it's good to kind of do it here in the actual scene. Hello.
You did not answer my question.
What was the question?
On the chat.
Where?
On the chat.
Hey, Dansky, when do you want dinner? Now! What do you mean, no? Why'd you ask the question?
Dinner's in the cat.
Dinner's in the cat.
What?
What do you mean, dinner's in the cat?
Kerry said.
Kerry, what on earth are you on about? Dinner can't be in the cat.
Kerry, you going loopy again?
Again. Kerry, has it happened again?
Is it? Apparently that's the saying.
What's the saying? I've forgotten already.
Dinner's in the cat or dinner's in the dog. What, they've eaten it.
I don't believe this. I'm suspicious. I think Kerry might be trolling us.
I think so.
Just to make me sound like an absolute lemon next time. Oh yeah, dinner's in the cat. I'm sorry, Dan. What did you say? Okay. We've got the little room border now. We could add that back, I suppose. Oh, this has actually turned out pretty well. I mean, you can work. Ooh, there's a weird line in the middle. Oh no, it's just a screen render. That's fine. Oh, the dirt has spilled out everywhere. Oh no. I'm going to have to crop my dirt texture. There we go. Cool. It does need some blood. We need a streak, and the blood needs to come from the direction she's shining the light. Let's just search for a blood streak. Or trail, blood trail. Oh, I've got a few. Ooh, there's a few good ones actually. It's obviously very morbid, but necessary. Trail. Like a drag trail, as if something's being dragged. God, this is getting very dark now, isn't it? I mean, it is Resident Evil, to be fair. What about that one? Oh, we add blood and then we use the smudge tool. I've probably got some good brushes as well, actually. Okay, right. Let's not overthink this, Dan. Let's grab this one. This one looks pretty good. Oh! No. Let's... PNG. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, yeah, see, this is cool. Yeah, it's transparent, which I love. Flippin' brilliant. So, I can paste in. That's some big blood splatter. Which way round do we want it? Do we want it that way or that way? No. Multiply should give us a decent blend. Yeah, and then we can change the blending modes and just let a little bit of the floor come through. There we go. Not too much that it looks weird. Almost like it's just sort of trailing out of the shot. Then we could use... Ooh, I've got some ink brushes somewhere. Where are they? Blah, 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 blah. Where are they, Dan? Ooh, what about the gouache ones? Ah, quite a nice texture, didn't it? Maybe try one of these. I mean, I could have used this to make it myself, actually. Yeah, that's pretty good. And just rotate the brush around. Stamp it a few times, and it just kind of makes it a bit more faint in certain places. Yeah, there you go. It looks a bit more smudged now, like it's faded because it's been smudged. Oh yeah, that's worked really well actually. Cool. Nice. Creepy. Definitely should go that way, Grace. And what about some... I don't know. Particles? Some particles would be nice. Or fog. I don't want to do too much fog because we've already got like lights and torches and all sorts of other craziness. Your brother works in Budapest.
Oh, I love Budapest.
Have you been to Budapest, have you?
Yeah.
What's in Budapest?
Hungry.
I am hungry.
I went in a really cool cable car and went up really high up. And then saw the whole of like
Wow,
Budapest.
you really are making an effort to use small words today, aren't you?
Shut up.
What was I doing? Sugar. What was I doing? I was about to do something and I started laughing at you. What was I doing? Brain, come on. Why have you abandoned me again? I was about to do something and it was critically important to the success of something. Oh, damn it, Dan. What are you doing? Something to do with the blood trail. Atmosphere. Particles, 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 particles. There we go. Dust particles. There we go. These are always nice. And typically in life and movies and things, you see dust particles around windows where like light is. So there'll be dust all over the room, but it's a light that will show it up. So what you can then do is just... That's way too much. Just want to have a few particles just shining in through the windows. And we'll rotate the brush so it doesn't look like we're just reusing it. We definitely don't want to overdo it with that. You could even have a few particles around the lights, but I think because they're so prominent in the windows, you really don't want to overdo it. In fact, let's just Let's just lighten the particles on the back window because that's got less light. So that would have less. So we'll soften those. Yeah, there we go. Just subtle particles. Window particles. I think the sculpture could be a bit darker since it's positioned to the side near the end of the image. Yeah, you're absolutely right. All this stuff, it's all like an iterative process. So you'll look at this and then you'll maybe go, oh yeah, that needs to be darker because it doesn't match the darkness of the nearby corner. And you might think lighting needs rebalancing. The hair highlights are too pronounced. Maybe she is overall a bit too bright now, but can we just drop her just a little bit? Just drop in the midtones a tiny bit. Yeah, it's very much an iterative process, so I should be able to go in here and just bring it down a bit. So that's the great thing. Once you've set up all these exposure or curves, masks or levels or whatever you're using, you just have to go in and adjust things. I could even turn that one light off. We could turn that one off as if it's not working, just for funsies. Yeah, let's have this lamp in the dark. Why not? Just to mix it up. And the door as well. So this door frame is set back a little bit. So the door, I try to have as few adjustment layers as possible, but sometimes you need a new one because then I can, if I'm going to do the door now on its own, I want to be able to adjust that independently. But otherwise, try and keep as few adjustment layers as possible because it just makes everything easier. So here, this would be like a bit darker. Just because this part of the frame here would be sticking out a little bit. So it just goes from that to that. It's really subtle, but a lot of these changes are quite subtle and they just, overall, they make a big impact. Cool, flipping out. This has turned out really well. I'm enjoying this. Hopefully you are as well.
For me?
No, not you. You've just been laughing at me. We made a laughing triangle. Hey, Kat. The Affinity videos are still on the other channel, but this year I'm going to be focusing more on the Adobe stuff on the main channel, just Photoshop, Illustrator, all the main beans that I live and breathe every day. All right, is there anything else missing? I feel like that reflection might be just a little bit too punchy. Yeah, any sort of light source, when you start mucking around with opacity on lights, it can, yeah, you see, it just makes the light look like dull and weird, especially with flames. If you've got like fire and flames, never start dropping the opacity on fire and flames because it just doesn't work. It starts to look like the fire's been made transparent. But Kerry's a pro when it comes to fire and red shoes now. Absolute pro. This bit here. Do I want to add a wall? Oh, that's okay. You're welcome. I'm enjoying it a lot. Excellent. Fantastic. I loved what Wade did with the map. I think this made a massive difference. Like the blur that he added at the end is amazing because the map is so cool. Like it looked great before, but it was just on a solid background. When he added the map, it just almost like contextualized everything. Like this is a place on this map and he was pulling out a section of it. And then the blur looks amazing as well. I don't have a background for mine. I don't know, maybe like a piece of, don't know, piece of wood or. That's why I sort of added this border here as a shape. Why I did it at the beginning in Illustrator, because you could turn this into like a design element now. So we could. Let's change the color. We could go red. We could go white. And we can make it a bit thinner. Maybe thinner is a bit less distracting. I mean, if we want to get really granular with it, we could even add some bullet casings on the floor. I'm probably getting a bit carried away now, but. Oh, no, I do want to add a sparkle. There has to be a sparkle, actually, because in old school Resident Evil games, where you still see it in the newer ones, you'd see an object and it would be a sparkly thing, sparkling to show that you can interact with it and pick it up. Let's add some bullet casings first. Now, I can't be asked to go and find bullet casings online, and honestly, I don't think I need to. We're just going to draw some. So, let's just have a few. She's got a pistol. That's going to be small caliber casing, so there we go. Something like that. We'll have another one over here. And where's the other one going to be? Maybe down here. That's obviously a little bit too bright at the minute. And we're going to get the eraser tool. I'm going to slice them straight because bullet casings do not bulge out. Or you could just make little rectangles with the rectangle tool. Like, honestly, it doesn't really matter. Such a tiny detail here. And then we're going to pick a darker color. Don't worry that they're too bright at the minute. And this is going to be like the end of the casing. So we're looking into it. It needs to be a lot darker than that. You see there? So we're looking into the spent cartridge, as it were. This one can be on the side. So this one's going to have a slightly smaller opening, and then this one can have a big opening there. So we just added a few bullet casings. Have I done this all on the same layer? Yeah, I have. Okay, that's fine. Bullet casings. And then we're gonna turn them blue. No, we're not going to turn them blue. What flipping heck have I done? We're just going to change the color. So we'll desaturate them so they're not like bright yellow. We'll make them darker. Yeah, there we go. Something like that. And then if you want to get really particular with it and you want to make them look round, then we can just add an exposure adjustment layer. I mean, this is getting very granular now. And we'll just add a shadow along the top and bottom edge. Just leaving that highlight down the middle, and this makes them look like metal round casings. See the difference before, after? From a distance, you couldn't even tell. Yep, they are bullet casings. You could even make them darker in the inside if you wanted to just. Kind of make it seem a little bit more real, but yeah, let's not screw around with them too much. The only other thing I am going to do is just, and this is getting very, very micro, very particular, as I'm just going to add little bullet casing shadows. Because why not? These are going to be super tiny though. You really don't need to get that granular, but you could see it does make a difference. It does make a difference. Shadows just ground things in the real world, and it just supports that realism as well. You know, I just think about it like this. If this was the real world, or even a video game that was really well made, these little details that go into like the best video games, those stupid little details matter. But when you've got 50 stupid little details, they all come together and just make something that just feels better. Even if you can't actively see it or describe why it feels better, you pick up all those little kind of subtleties and everything. Car. Right. I think that's probably it for now. I don't know what I'm going to do with the background. I feel like I want to ground it in something, but I don't know what. It's just floating in black empty space at the minute. Unless we did add the... Oh, actually, no. We'll just try something, actually. Have I got it? Where is it? We could use... We could use a cinder block. Let's use the cinder block. Why not? Seeing as we've got it. Oh, thanks, Andrea. This is really cool. I appreciate the blur tool techniques. Awesome, Keith. Hi, Dansky. Hello. Yeah, the blur tool stuff is it's pretty handy. But I mean, some of you will notice that these same techniques that I'm using, this is exactly the same stuff we do in the photo manipulation things as well. That's why I love teaching these techniques, because it's just the same stuff over and over again with different applications. So there we go. Where do they overlap? There. A bit of that. There you go. You can't even see where they overlap then. So we'll call this concrete. And you're going to be a smart object. So how are we going to do this now? So we're going to use this to make some sort of side. So we've got the tiling, which will need some sort of layer. So sorry, I'm sort of muttering to myself. It will make sense in a minute, hopefully. So we'll sample a color from the tile and we'll paste that in there, sort of thinking aloud. So we're going to have the tiling, then under that there's going to be some concrete. So let's mask that now, and then under the concrete we'll have, I don't know, a layer of darker concrete, or we could change the color to, you could have sand. I don't really know what buildings are constructed on or with. If we adjust the mask, we can then try and stretch this out so it doesn't look like we'll flip it as well, just so it doesn't look the same, and then we'll darken this one. Nope, that's saturation down. There we go. So this is some sort of other dark sedimenty rock thing. I don't know. And at the moment this looks too perfect, which is making it look a bit weird. So we're gonna grab a brush and something with a rough edge, and I'm going to freehand the edge. We just need something. Oh, I know the brush. The The father of all brushes. There we go. We'll rotate this sideways as well, like this. And then we should, if I do this properly, not like that, we should be able to do this and get rid of all the hard bits. And this is just gonna, I'm doing this literally freehand, so if you don't have a steady hand, honestly, do not worry. Just go up and down. It'll make it look less perfect, which is cool, because I say so. Right. Poppy!
Hello.
Where's dinner?
Oh, the dog ate it.
Please, we don't have a dog. That's a lie.
cat's
You can't
Belly.
fool me.
Cats ate it. Eli ate it.
Actually, no, don't worry about it. I'm going to do chicken tonight.
You can't do chicken without me.
Yeah, I can do chicken without you because you chose steak. Did you ask if I wanted steak? No, you didn't. So I'm going to have chicken.
No, I'll do steak for you.
No, I want chicken.
Mm.
You can't take my chicken away from me.
It's like an hour and a couple of minutes.
There we go. That looks a bit better. We could do the same for
Yeah,
this as well.
it was really cool. This part, it was such.
Let's drag it down a bit.
Hi, Dansky people.
Dansky people. You are now forthwith Dansky people.
Oh, he's just the cutest little butterbean.
Oh, he's the cutest little butterbean.
I think all of the rocks are dried.
Oh, hi, Dansky little seed. Oh, Andrea says hello as well. Andrea says hello.
Hello. Say hello.
I'm sure you can hear all of that.
Mama, is this fun?
No.
Is it? Are you still working on the Star Wars one, Kerry? I can't wait to see that when it's finished. It's going to look so sick. Oh, sediment.
Go check out his course, 'cause it is a force of nature.
Please stop. Is it the floor there? Andrea's laughing at you. Right, let's trim off the ends. And now we've got a lovely piece of floor that we should be able to isometricify. Is it this one? Yeah, that'll work. That'll do. And nudge this up. And we just could probably just eyeball this actually. We just do the old slicey slice. Down there. And oh, what is that angle? I do not know. Ah, if I rotate the canvas by 60 degrees. Yeah, clever, Dan. Well done, boy. Oh, no, I can't. Ah, adjust the flipping selection thing. I thought I was being super clever then. Damn it. Foiled again. Why are you whispering?
Because you're streaming. What do you think?
The older one now.
You were whispering earlier. You thought I couldn't hear you, but I could.
I wasn't whispering.
You were definitely whispering earlier. Ah! Trying to get food.
Be quiet.
Ah, you've just been ratted out. Mummy sold you out.
Yeah, well, now I'm.
No, there's no yeah well.
You
There's no
will
yeah well,
see.
but you've been sold out by Mummy. Mummy's on my payroll.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
I don't know. I think he's trying to blackmail me.
Is he?
Yeah, I am.
I mean-
know your secrets.
Yeah, well, go to bed.
Okay. Then.
Go to bed.
Alright.
Game over. It will go straight down. Oh, it's all kicking off here. Right, levels. Okay, so we should, if I've measured this all correctly, which is probably statistically not the case, but if it is by some miracle, we should move this over and it lines up. And we have sediment. Ha ha! Please line up. It's close enough, right? We'll just ignore this corner. It's fine. I'll come back and I'll fix that later. This is the sediment route, and then we just darken one of them even more. You two are making me well suspicious. And then if we darken one of them, it just completes that sort of. I don't know if that looks good or not. What do you reckon? It gives it like a floor, but then you don't have any for the walls or anything, so I don't know. We need a jingle for dance courses. We do. I mean, the easy way to check it is to turn the floor off and just go, how does that make you feel? It does feel like it's floating a little bit, but I don't know. I think it's all right. Oh, I had a cat. Oh, my lord. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's turned out pretty well. Right, what are we doing? So I'm gonna call it sediment. Sediment. Sediment left. Sediment right. Haha. It's my villain laugh. They can go, I think. Yeah. Floor layer. Sediment.
I think Leo's pretending to be me typing.
No, I've already said that.
Oh
You're
God. I'll keep the sediment off for now, because if I don't have sediment, it stays in a perfect hexagon, which is really, really important to me. But we're going to copy merged. We're just going to do the old secret sauce on the end, camera raw filter.
The
old secret sauce, you know. Camera raw filter.
Oh.
Oh,
Get
adore
it.
So we could. Yeah, we can adjust. I try not to do too much of this in the raw thing, just because if I then go and make changes to the document, when I then update the camera raw thing, it might muck it up. So I try and do this in the document and use this more for boosting texture. Clarity can sometimes work. It can also make it look weird. Vignette. No, it's applying the vignette to the document, so we don't want that. Grain. Yes, we do. We like grain. Oh, I love grain. I love grain so much. Grain.
How do you get an elephant out of a tree?
Yeah, look at that. So that's the difference with a bit of grain. Makes it just feel a bit more real as well. And then a little bit. Don't want to go too crazy with this, but sharpening. Obviously, you can go to the absolute extreme, but if we zoom out a little bit of sharpening just can help make everything feel less soft. So yeah, there's a little before and after. Before, after. It can just like boost everything, and I love the green. If you want to edit it though, you just need to make sure that when you carry on working on your document, that you turn that off, do your changes, and then go in here and then like paste in the latest version of your design and then turn that back on for the final version. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. Right, I'm gonna stop the old screen capture before I run out of hard drive space.
Daddy, can you show everyone my rock?
I can, once I've saved this huge file and not accidentally deleted it. Oh, there we go, just inside of 3 hours. Requiem.
The ladybug.
Bless you, child.
It's cute.
Wait, can I quickly make some dots?
Hey, you gonna give me the rock?
Yeah, sure.
You show everyone your rock? Okay, hang on.
It's a ladybug.
It's a ladybird, alright.
Boys, my bee'll dry.
There you go. That's his ladybird.
And then I've got my bee.
How do you put an ant in a mini? You ask it very politely. Oh, I love the texture on that. That is beautifully textured, Eli.
And then look, a really cool stone that ladybug lives.
And this one I think is a bumblebee.
Well, I forgot to make the mouth. Maybe
I made you on a rock, Daddy.
You made me on a rock. Is that me, is it?
Yeah.
Andrea, no laughing. That's me, apparently.
Yeah, sure looks like you.
Go away.
maybe got some other ones to show you.
And this is what
Rocky Dan.
And this is what you eat for breakfast. Breakfast.
Why are you
every day.
showing the laptop? The camera's over there. No one can see it.
That's what you eat for
You have
breakfast
to hold
every
it.
day.
You have to hold it in the middle. Right, like you have to hold it here,
Oh.
and it will focus.
Where's the ginger hair?
Hello.
Yeah, no ginger.
Other than down.
I feel like I'm being surrounded.
Yeah, you got one more.
Goodness me. Andrea, I'm dying. Yeah, me too, Andrea. You and me both in slightly different ways. I'm like, ah! It's time to remove someone's sticker privileges.
This is Mummy's yin yang stuff.
Oh, we show mummy. Okay, right. With
There's a cat on the table.
this is Poppy's one. Take the cat away, you turnip.
And then we've got Mummy's ring.
We've got mummy's other. Okay, all right. Jesus Christ.
We painted rocks for our.
That, to be fair, that one is lovely.
And then
That
there's
is.
one of Leo's rocks.
That okay. We'll do another one. You take that.
That's the last one.
No, wait. Yeah.
And do you like the bits of gold on?
Well, I can hardly say no, can I?
Daddy,
What are you doing?
Daddy's back.
Right, can you go away now? I want to wrap up the stream so I can have some dinner.
Hey, I'm going to rock.
Care would paint an amazing
Oh,
rock.
she painted an insane rock.
Yeah, be way better than all your rocks.
That's true.
Yeah, take that, family. Can you go away? Poppy, control the children.
Yeah, you almost.
Alright, I'm gonna spray. I've got air spray.
Go, 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 go.
Right. Does anyone have any questions about the stream or about painting stones or children? Yeah, Scorpio indeed. Oh dear me. What should I paint? I don't know actually.
God, I'm trying to act now.
Do you realise I'm trying to present myself?
This is you.
I'm trying to present myself as a professional here.
This is Daddy.
Hello. I'm Daddy. Hello.
Right, can you go away?
Coffee.
That bit here with the- No.
Get out of this. Get on. Go. Right, we're gonna have to wrap it up because this house is getting crazy. Okay, there's the final design. It's been amazing. If you want to learn Photoshop with me and learn about how to do all this mad stuff that we've done today, there's a link to the Photoshop course at the top of the chat. Can you go away? It's much more professional than this. But yeah, anyway, have poor boy. What are they doing to you, eh? I know, they're so annoying, aren't they? They're so annoying.
Speak for yourself, hairy boy.
Yeah, it is getting surrounded. It's stressing me out. Flipping madhouse. It is. Oh dear. Anyway, have a fantastic evening. And oh, just goodness me. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.